Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shalise. I am a mama, a wife, a worker bee, someone who loves to invest. I'm documenting my journey here on YouTube. I am not a financial advisor. I am an investor, like you in the trenches, trying to get to financial freedom, right? We all are. So if you want some motivation and some inspiration, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. To all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much. So I came across a great article about 5 blue chip companies that have been paying out dividends for 100 years or more. And this was inspired by a question because some of you who are new, and I understand that, wanted to know, realistically, how long can a company pay out dividends? And believe it or not, companies can pay them out for years and years and years, like even longer than, you were alive. And so here are 5 of them that have been paying them out for 100 years or more. And again, just focus on good companies. So you may have heard of Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Kings. Dividend Aristocrats have been paying out their dividends consistently for 25 years. And Dividend Kings the same way, but for 50 years, essentially. I'm trying to think, is there a term for 100 years? I don't know. Let me know if there is. I can check when I'm done recording this video, but it's early and I'm having a brain freeze. So, or my mind didn't wake up yet. So yeah, I wanted to share this with you guys because it's always great to see companies that, again, may not grow as fast, move as fast as some others. They may not be as popular, but I'm telling you, when economic times hit, these companies have been through wars, recessions, depressions, just a lot of upheaval globally in this country. And I want I want companies, especially blue chip companies, that are like old naval ships in our portfolio. Sometimes I don't want all of our positions to be so tech heavy and they just grow, but they also fall hard as well. I want companies that have been tried and true, that can be the foundation in portfolio, in addition to like some of our foundational ETFs. So that's a question. Tell me a foundational ETF you have in your portfolio. For us, it's VTI, SCHD, now SCHG. But let me know like some of yours. Like, do you have VU? What is SPLG? That's another one that's like VU, that we also own as well. But some of your foundational ETFs that may not grow as fast as an Nvidia, right? Or as a Palantir, but you don't have to really babysit it. You don't have to really obsess over it or look at it like me. And these are these companies. So let me scroll down. So there are over, fun fact, okay? And I'll leave this article down below. There are over 12,000 traded stocks on the market. I mean, there's a lot of companies. And it's hard to even like fathom trying to own at least 1% of that. And that's not my goal, to try to own every single thing. But rather find a few things that we like, that we can, build up over time, build those share sizes up. And I love that this article really talks about, that, these 5 companies are reliable, right? So you can buy and hold them literally forever. A lot of people will essentially pass these shares on to their descendants. Incredible stability, which is important. Again, over 100 years paying out a dividend. Over 100 years. I honestly don't know anyone. I don't think I've ever met anyone who was 100 years old. Yeah, I can't think of anyone. And remember, blue chip stocks are large, well-established, financially secure companies. So they're like the 3 S's: safe, secure, and stable. Especially when you have a lot of uncertainty going on in the global markets. So let me come down to Coca-Cola. This is number 1. Now we actually own Coca-Cola right now. Let me come over here. We own 50.13 shares. So definitely, I have a screen thing up of Warren Buffett. This is off of Twitter. This is Dividend Growth Investor. I follow him on Instagram. But Warren Buffett has over 400 million shares. And this was as of 2023 of Coca-Cola. So his dividend, okay? I need you to look at this. Look at his dividend, okay? And the amount that he gets. That's crazy. Now, granted, he could have been given shares when he, invested privately in the company or whatever. But the fact is that he's a big Coca-Cola guy. If you ever watch some of his Berkshire Hathaway meetings, he has Coke on the table. He's a big fan of Coke. And the fun fact is that excuse me, guys, I buy a lot of Coke products as well. And so um, great company, great volume, decent yield. Again, it's not a high yielding income paying company. But that's not why I invest in Coca-Cola. It's not because it's like a yield max or it's like an Nvidia. That's not why. I'm looking for a secure old naval ship for our portfolio. And they started paying out dividends in 1893, which is absolutely insane. 1893. You can see some of their brands right here, the individual flavors. Fun fact, if you go to Disney, they have Coke products. If you go to any of the AMC movie theaters, Coke products. And many of the stadiums that you may frequent, Coke products. So they're everywhere. They have a lot of partnerships with other industries, which I also think is important. And so yeah, really, really big fan of Coke. And coming down next is Eli Lilly. Now we do not own this. The shares are really, really high, but you can buy a fraction of shares. But we cannot invest in this. There are certain, I know some people have said the same thing to me, like they can't invest in certain companies because of the work that they do. That's the same for us. You don't see a lot of individual pharma companies in our portfolio at all, because of that, because of the industry that we work in. Coming down to, but Eli Lilly is, I mean, it's a solid company. I mean, talk about pharma and oncology, cancer drugs, the clinical trials and things. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a solid company. Procter and Gamble, I really do like as well. We have Procter and Gamble in the investing challenge. So all of you who are doing the investing challenge, I have a playlist for that. So you can see the very first video I did of it a couple years back. But this was one of the picks, and we still have the Procter and Gamble. It's only like 5 shares or so, because the idea behind the investing challenge is small amounts of money. That's all. But theirs is $158. I mean, many of us have their products in our house. I mean, many of us have their products in our houses. They own a lot, like a lot of the detergents, baby products, cleaning items, things like that. Definitely in our household. You may not think, but it is. They give some examples. Head and Shoulders, Pantene. I do love the Olay brand. I really do. I love Secret deodorant because not all deodorants are created equal. And when you have two sons, you learn that really quickly. Um, let's see. Tide. I am a Tide. I don't know. When it comes to detergents, I'm a little bougie. I'll be honest. Again, with two boys who play sports who are rough, I need a good detergent. Same with Downy. And let me ask you guys a question. What are some brands that you guys like? You will buy the name brand. You will not get the store brand or anything like that. You will not get generic. For me, maybe this is TMI. I love Always products. I always, I just, they are the best when it comes to that. So yeah, these are, oh, and Bounty paper towels. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. And Charmin. Where is Charmin at? Charmin is on here too because they make Charmin. But yeah, big fan of Procter and Gamble. Big fan. Next is PPG Industries. Again, if you want to get into this type of sector, this is another solid company. Been paying out their dividends since 1899, which is crazy. They also are global, so they do a lot of paints and coatings and specialty materials. And look at this: the U.S., Canada, Asia, Latin America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, all over the place, and under the radar. Not many people know about them, but they come in contact with their product. And then if I come down to UGI, which I have heard of, no, we do not own it. This is at $36.23 a share, and this is a propane, excuse me, company, in the United States. Well, not a propane company. They own AmeriGas, which is the largest propane company. But again, the energy sector, I know a lot of you are a big fan of that. They've been paying out their dividends since 1885. And you have to ask yourself, in terms of gases and liquid fuels and things like that, electricity, is something that we need, and they're located in Pennsylvania, which is nice. And again, they've been paying out for over 100 years. And I think it has a pretty decent price if you want something that's, a little bit cheaper. This is a free ad over here. But yeah. And so I wanted just to come on and share with you guys, some good solid companies, again, that may not get a lot of hype. Now, none of these are tech. You notice that? None of this was tech. None of this was real estate. Okay. So let me know down below which one of these you like spoke to you, resonated with you. Again, guys, we have only, I think on this list, only Coca-Cola, and Procter Gamble. Now we own many of these inside of ETFs. So, but I'm talking about like individually, like if you're into individual stocks and things like that. I'll have the article linked below if you wanted to go and check it out. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you want to join our investing summer schools for beginners, I've been doing this for 3 years. My husband will be a part of one of those sessions. We're going to be talking about relationships and money. And with 20 years of marriage under our belts, we have a little something something that we can share. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.